Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is Daryl Guberman, and we're going to go right into this. Through the eye of the American eagle, how our federal agencies have been corrupted. Ladies and gentlemen, business owners, my fellow citizens and friends, today we're going to take a journey through the eyes of the American eagle, the symbol of our nation's strength and independence. But what if I told you that this eagle's vision had been clouded? The cataracts have gone over their eyes, and it's tough for him to see and fly proudly. That its powerful gaze, once sharp and clear, is now blurred by corruption, conflicts of interest, and foreign influence. This is the story of how our federal agencies, the very organizations meant to protect us, have been compromised by a tangled web of accreditation bodies, corporations, and even influence of communist China, Pakistan, etc. The hidden power of ANSI, ANAB, and the International Accreditation Forum. At the heart of this problem are two organizations you probably never heard of. The American National Standards Institute, or ANSI, the American National Accrediting Board, ANAB. These two groups control the rules and certification to decide whether businesses, products, and even safety procedures are considered legitimate in the United States. But here's the catch. They are not government agencies. They are private organizations that set standards for major industries, including aerospace, medicine, and national security. Now let's add another player, the International Accreditation Forum, the IAF, which is incorporated in Delaware. The IAF was founded by ANSI ANAB, and it acts as a global network that controls accreditation around the world. Think of it like a club where members make their own rules that affect everything from the planes we fly to the medicine we take. The problem? The fox is guarding the henhouse. The people in charge of these organizations are the same ones who benefit from the rules they create. Who sits at the table? The problem interlocking directorates. Here's where it gets even worse. Federal agencies that's supposed to regulate industries like FAA, FDA, FTC, DHS, DOJ, Department of Commerce don't don't oversee ANSI ANAB. They sit on their boards. Many of them are customers. Imagine this. A referee in a football game who also plays for one of the teams. Do you think the game would be fair? That's exactly what's happening here. These federal agencies are not neutral. They are working alongside Boeing, Lockheed, Martin, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson, just to name a few, and others to control the system for their own benefit. How Boeing and Lockheed Martin exploit the system. Let's talk about Boeing. For 22 years, Boeing demanded that its suppliers have a special quality certification called AS9100. But guess what? Boeing itself wasn't certified until they started to go after it in 2024. And how could we have reliability in that certification? If it's accredited by ANSI ANAB, Boeing is controlling ANSI ANAB. Or should we say ANSI ANAB controls Boeing? That means Boeing forced its suppliers to follow strict rules while it played on its own. And it doesn't stop there. Boeing and Lockheed Martin have massive influence over ANSI and ANAB, meaning they can approve, suspend, and withdraw certifications. That's more on the Boeing end because Boeing sat on ANSI ANAB's webpage that said Management Committee, and the Management Committee's strength can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. But because of me, they took that down in August of 2024. But we have the snapshot of that page because we took that snapshot 3/18, 2024. That's like, let me give you a for instance. So that's like a student being allowed to grade their own test. No wonder we're seeing more quality failures in aircraft, missed safety inspections, and even deadly accidents. Big Pharma's hand in the game now. Let's now look at the medical industry. Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, two of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world, also have seats at the ANSI ANAB table. These companies make billions of dollars from products that they're supposed to be carefully tested and regulated. But when the people responsible for enforcing the rules are the same people making money from them, can we trust the system? The role of communist China. between 2015 and 2021. If this wasn't bad enough, let's talk about China. From 2015 to 2021, a communist Chinese national who's been involved with our quality since 1994 was the chairman of the IAF and also the chief executive of the China National Accreditation Services in Beijing, China. And he certified the ill-prepared laboratory in Wuhan, China. You know, the one that the virus escaped in. Think about that. Boeing, Pfizer, and even the U.S. military were relying on a system influenced by foreign adversary, and our own government agencies allowed it to happen between 2015 and 2021. Simple examples to make it clear for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's break this down so that everyone can understand. Imagine you're taking a test in school, but instead of the teacher grading it, you grade it yourself. Do you think you'd even ever fail? That's what Boeing, Pfizer, and others are doing through ANSI-ANAB. Now imagine the principal of the school is best friends with the students who are grading their own tests. That's like our own federal agency sitting at ANSI-ANAB's boards. And finally, picture a rival school's principal stepping in and taking charge of a grading system. That's what happened when Communist China National chaired the IAF between 2015 and 21. The smashing end. The eagle must see clearly again. The American eagle is meant to be a symbol of freedom, strength, and justice. But right now, its vision is clouded by corruption, conflicts of interest, and foreign influence. If we don't fix this, the very foundations of our industry, our planes, medicines, national security, and economy will continue to be compromised. But here's the good news. We can expose this. We can demand accountability when enough people understand how deep the corruption goes. We can push for real change, oversight, and reform. It's time to clear the eagle's vision, take those cataracts off that have been placed over decades on that eagle's eyes. It's time to take back control of our agencies, our industries, and our future, because if we don't stand up now, who will? Because, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I stand up. The truth sayer, Daryl Guberman. If you don't hear of me being involved with our government quagmire, and it is, in some capacity that will benefit not just the Trump administration, but benefit you, the citizen, who sits around and says nothing changing, it's only getting worse. With Daryl Guberman, you will have a breath of fresh air, just like I told Boeing. But Boeing's ignorance will be its demise. I promise you that. I was out there. I spent almost a month out there on my own dime. I'm glad I got a credit card. I should have asked Elon for a loan, but that's not here or there. I stayed out there. I saw how bad their quality is. I saw how weak their management is. All they care about is a dollar sign. They do not care about the people on the floor, and neither does the union, IAM 751. They don't. They suck. If I was the 33,000 men and women who are working at IAM 751 at Boeing, I would kick John Holden the fuck out of there. The fuck out of there, I use that, again, look up Patrick Shanahan on my link and you'll see him. He set the standard for that word when he was Deputy Secretary of Defense under Donald Trump in 2017, his first administration. And he said that at a meeting, at a federal government meeting, when they asked him, what do you think about the F-35? And he said it was fucked up. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless America. And do you know something? It is not the droplet of water that wears away the mighty stone, but it is its persistence. It is Daryl Guberman's persistence. I know people ask me why, because I don't want to see you die in a plane that I'm warning you, and I am a shareholder of Boeing. I have a vested interest. I thank you.